Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where last episode Rafer's insights allowed us to learn a lot about the case with a phone call that was going on at the time with Inga and one of his subordinates, giving us a lot of sounds to play off of to determine that the time of death was actually before Dirk even entered the tomb. So who is this faceless figure before us? I think we can see where this case is going at this point in time.
You're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was.
Furthermore, need I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m, Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him.
So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference?
Wait, 2 o'clock? That's when my mother was performing the rite of channeling. The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me. The royal residence. It would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb.
Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused?
That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection.
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been as clear as day. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga. Precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. It really is that. What if Inga had it? Then, are you saying this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yes, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appear to him in life. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. I could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. But if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. I really do. Really?
Well, defense, do you have anything to show to this court?
Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over again. It was suspicious as soon as we looked at it the first time.
What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in this seance vision?
Let's move over to it then. Exactly what we said at the end of last episode. Is it this? No, that's the assassination file. See, I've got a cognitive disorder that enables me to not find the right evidence. Inga's notepad. A notepad used by Inga. People's characteristics are written inside. For what reason, you would say? Well, now we know.
Take that!
Does he have a pink necktie, Phoenix Wright?
A notepad?
Yes, it was found in Mr. Inga's room. And it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics.
And this is connected to the face's nature of the killer. How?
The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him.
What's this?
I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being, and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is Prosopagnosia. So Mr. Wright was right! The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is precedence for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence, who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you are not about to insinuate that I committed this crime? Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? Khura'in has an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case... Your Eminence, does Naina know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She is our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess's personal attendant, she is familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would.
Objection!
You witless lawyer. How quick you are to forget the facts. Facts like... When Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. Ah! We did completely forget about that. No, there must be some mistake. She saw the chair. So you see, the murder could only have happened at 3 p.m. The hour Dirk entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. When do we ever get to make up answers like Khura'in makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. See, without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Kind of think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead? Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Apollo, did you just... I did. I figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how.
I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Minister Inga, her benevolent saw, was in fact someone channeling him.
A ghost or clone?
It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence.
Channeled, you say?
That's right, and there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Khura'in. Her Eminence Queen Khura'in and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence. I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighbouring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Nikita has to keep up with her schedule too. What doesn't she make him do? Then that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power toward nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be! So then, Inga's scream. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet, thinking he just had a nightmare. Then, realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead.
Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man running.
Ah!
Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime. How can this be?
The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand.
Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness?
It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, witch. You'll be eating those words when I expose the truth.
Very well. Let us adjourn until the next witness is ready.
To be continued. But we, of course, are continuing straight on. No do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. No, we don't want it. We're on. So, is Maya awake? Is Maya not so tired? Is Maya Maya? Will I ever get it right, really? Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a closer shave than Headsman's brand Blaze, that's for sure. The trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the Queen herself in there. Well, maybe with Miss Fey's help, I won't have to keep on playing a game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. But that's all it was, so she should be okay. Barbed head. Horn head. Oh, hello, Your Benevolence. Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Khura'in. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
If a little dramatic. Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know.
Hey you, lawyers, where's the accused?
Huh? Dirk? That's a good question.
I blew it big time, AJ.
That's...
Shut up, you.
What's going on?
This scoundrel tried to escape the accused.
What?
We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? I keep telling you, I've got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that.
So Dirk's on the lam now?
Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye.
But vanished? You will know something, AJ. Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Don't tell me he's gonna rescue her.
But that's what I am telling you. That's why I helped him escape in the first place.
Dats, do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why do you choose to go rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why Dirk? Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me.
Ah, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as you free tomorrow. You'll see. That's not the point, Dats. Listen, lawyer, you let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready. Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant? Those were Her Eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once. Let's go, Apollo. What we can do is see where the next testimony leads. And so we return to the courtroom without a defendant. What are we defending? We're defending nothing. Shouldn't we flee too? Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused?
Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting.
Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings?
Then I shall simply revise it. As ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia.
Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand?
Sorry to summon you like this, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick.
I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It was my idea.
And you are? Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice. And a bit of an unreliable streak, right?
Unreliable?
Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. So why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again?
Huh?
I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Fey, this is a trial for Dirk Sadmadi, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But... That's not exactly the reaction I was expecting.
Miss Fey, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel this minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least that is what the defense claims.
Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense.
Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Majesty. Well, a new testimony. Channeling the minister. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
Oh? It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga.
And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you?
Yes, of course. Huh.
It doesn't seem like Miss Fey is lying. Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. And I guess I better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first. Sounds like a pressing one. Press, 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 press. I don't have any idea what's going on, but...
Hold it!
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct? I was exhausted after being held captive for so long. That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he? Oh no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plume Punisher. Acting like a brat named me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me.
Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here?
He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through. Oh, that. Approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief.
With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened... I know I didn't channel Mr. Inga.
Oh, press.
Yeah, I know I didn't channel Mr. Inga.
Hold it!
Too trigger happy. Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him?
Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know.
Something's not right here. Miss Fey, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time. Is that correct?
Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time.
Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Naina in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk?
Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I remember if I saw something as crazy as that.
Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right.
I didn't even have the chance to do something like that.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him. Does channeling someone take a long time?
Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it.
Right. I guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right?
Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session. And they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want.
So I take it you can do that too, Miss Fey?
Of course! It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Fey, Ace Spirit Medium.
That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me.
Ah, I'll show you, childish Nick. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes?
Of course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo?
Well, until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used.
Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Anyways, always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback.
I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please.
Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. No, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
Now we're into the interesting
Hold
stage.
it!
Sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Fey.
Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. Wait, we're in a court of law.
Yeah, I know.
Then what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me. What exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
You made a promise to Dirk.
Mm-hmm. A pretty big one.
I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah.
Enough. The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you?
Oh, evidence, huh?
There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind.
That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest or Maya Nees as her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination.
What now?
Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? Okay, so something is in gear, items, clothing. That may have popped off a button, maybe? You bet there is.
Really?
Well now. You're bluffing, I take it. I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking. Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Fey, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. Aha! Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Fey channeled Justice Minister Inga? Well, we're going with that, then. The thing is, it could have been from, like, maybe he has several jackets that look the same. Some people like to wear the same clothes all the time, after all. Metroid shirts.
Take that!
Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence?
What was that doing in the tomb?
Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket?
I don't get where you're going with this.
Channeling Mr. Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa. Especially if you were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him.
Ah!
Miss Fey, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb. When you burned them once you no longer needed them.
What?
Uh-oh. She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
There's the whole burning bit. Also, we wouldn't find a second clothes anywhere. A second clothes, that's weird.
Miss Fey? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Khura'in, right?
That is correct, in part, but there's more. Much more. Inga Khura'in Disnam Biani. What? I couldn't keep up with that. Khura'in the Third. That is his true name. Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Fey, did you know his true name? No, I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. So then, Miss Fey couldn't have channeled Mr. Inga? That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know? And I didn't like, thanks to that last trial. I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off of some wrong assumption again. Apollo, I was thinking... Yes? Since I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that someone else did? Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let's move on, shall we? Ugh. I don't care what Khura'in says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Fey and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who's capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. Indeed it does. But for now, yet another episode of Spirit of Justice comes to an end. I'm wondering if the incredibly long name of Inga was some form of pun in and of itself, but I couldn't keep up trying to get everything right. Damn. Too fast. Too big a name. Hard to memorize, that's for definite. Hard to recognize or memorize for anyone that probably isn't someone who is employed, works with the royal family, lives in the royal family, is part of the establishment. Let's put it that way. So maybe that's where we're leading this next time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.